middle. Bob Airy with Brown on this line for Detroit. Savard put the hit on the far side. Black did, rather. Black put that shot on over on the far side. James Black with a hit. Got Brown in. His shot deflected. And to the near side corner off Eddie Belfour. Savard's back there putting the hit on Lapointe. Pushor moves up in the corner. He gets leveled from behind. Gets back up and is going to be all right. Big hit. Bill McCurry, the referee, was in the way on that one. In the middle. Shot. He scores!
Pushor for the Red Wings and Jim Cummins for the Chicago Blackhawks. The last time these two teams played, Jamie Pushor got one punch knocked out by Enrico Ciccone of Chicago. This time he's taken on another Chicago tough guy in Jim Cummins, and this is as good a time as any to mention that a new old guy is back with the Detroit Red Wings. Joey Kocur is in the lineup for Detroit tonight. We haven't seen him on the ice yet, but I got a feeling we will.
Well, the penalty minutes, these teams have played 3 previous games. 1-1-1 is the record for them. Penalty minutes have gone from 42 in the first game to 84 in the second to 112 in the third meeting. So there's 5 each for fighting up on the board, so nobody's short-handed.
Boy, a couple of old friends. We'll have to see if that friendship holds together here. Joe Kocur and Bob Probert. Oh, they're going. Here they go.
They didn't even wait. They played together for 6 years together. For the first time, Kocur's back for just his second game this year.
This will be a test for Joe Kocur. He's going to have to punch hard. His hand was so mangled it required double surgery to fix it up. He got from 2 fights in the International League for the San Antonio Dragons and didn't really test it. But against Bob Probert, if he lands a punch, it's going to be a good test of the right hand.
Well, this game is starting out exactly the way we anticipated that it would. These teams, they have muscled up because of one another. Kocur played just 1 game prior to this one. He was signed as a free agent for this very reason, to give Detroit some muscle to protect Steve Yzerman against people like Chicago and Bob Probert.
Specifically Chicago, I think, Gary. When you got Cummins, you got Enrico Ciccone, you got Bob Probert after the last game between these two teams. Detroit management and Scotty Bowman said, look, we can't have Brendan Shanahan and Darren McCarty, who's now a second-line player, fighting our battles. So Joe Kocur was brought back in. The reason Joe Kocur hurts his hand when he fights is that he punches as hard as just about anybody that has ever fought on a hockey rink in the history of the game. And every time he punches, if he hits you, he'll hurt you, but he punches so hard, he hurts himself.
They clearly just came out, lined up. They're going to be on the same side of the ice. They're playing opposite wings, so they lined up, and as soon as the puck was dropped, they got into it. 6 seasons, we said, they played together in Detroit. Both teams want to change it up right here. They're halfway through it. Draper's out on the ice, so Fetisov lost it. Kevin Miller, here's a 2-on-1 opportunity coming the other way. Miller waiting for help, will take the shot. Blocked out in front and covered up by Vernon. Red Wings go on the power play. They've not scored on their last 14 chances. Martin Lapointe with a big hit on Eric Weinrich, clears it out. Here comes Tony Amonte. Amonte's got a step. Amonte with Lidstrom getting in on him. Knocked away by Vernon. Nicholas Lidstrom had the angle and prevented the short-handed goal. Back on the top, Larionov shot deflected in front. Good save. Belfour rebound shot right into Belfour by Yzerman. Chicago mostly staying back. Suter will challenge a little. Dump pass in front. Brown got leveled. Rebound side of the net. Still loose. Kozlov jamming. Covered up finally by Eddie Belfour. And the sticks are up again. They are 0 for 15. Chicago maintains the 1-0 lead. That Brown sent that one in after then collided with Bill McCurry, the referee. McCurry's been involved in a couple of pretty hard hits already. Krasov coming in, gets by Danzino, centering Daze. He scores! Eric Daze! And Chicago's got a 2-0 lead.
Another positive sign for the Chicago Blackhawks. Their big gifted rookie, the man that as a rookie last year scored 30 goals, now has goal number 9.
For the youngster, it's a big one, and it's a 2-0 lead coming right after Chicago had killed off that penalty. Daze's line stays out there. Martin Lapointe got tied up near side. Fedorov trying to hold it in camp. Here's another short-handed opportunity. 2-on-1 the other way. In the middle, Tony Amonte. Amonte waits. Shot. Save. Can't get it back in time. It went off the pad of Vernon. He tried to reach back for it, but he was off balance. And Amonte on a breakaway short-handed. Lidstrom over there will leave it back in the middle. Running out of time on the power play. Doug Brown the shot. Save. Rebound. Konstantinov covered. Yes. Belfour
get a whistle.
Bob Airy was working on the forecheck along with Yzerman. Near side, Amonte sends it to the point. Chelios shot deflected by Daze. Rebound, save. Puck still loose. Vernon had to go underneath him, off him. Came wide. 4:35 left here in this first period. Steve Lee will be along our first intermission. Update you on the other National Hockey League games and, of course, the football playoffs today as well. Fedorov moves it in. Fedorov circling back as they make the change. Right back in by Kozlov gets hauled down. Kozlov shot. He scores! A backhander that somehow got by Eddie Belfour. Kozlov the goal. Detroit's on the board. It's a 2-1 game.
Gracious. What a shot. And he took it away from Kris Chelios. Chelios didn't know what happened. He looked and the puck was gone. What a great steal. There's Kris Chelios, number 7 right here. Watch him step up in the play. He's going to end up cutting it off. But watch 13 in red. Watch this. Oh, man. Just when Kris Chelios went to get it, he had his stick lifted.
His 100th career goal. And his teammate from that Russian unit, Fetisov, went over and picked the puck up for him.
A little bit of stick work here, but this one missed, luckily. Watch Craven's jersey.
Gambino wins. Little Rome takes it. Save made by Belfour with the right pad. Right back out to Chelios. Chelios drops it off on the wide side wing. Chicago completing the line change behind the play. Into the corner, Ethan Moreau. Moreau center. It scores! Ethan Moreau dumped it in front. And unlikely goal scorers again as Cummins will get it.
That is the second goal that is scored with a player getting a stick on it right in front of Mike Vernon. To me, he's the complete warrior. He'll get you about 10 goals a year. He'll get you 25 assists. He'll get you 125 penalty minutes. He plays hurt. He's ruthless. He hates to lose. He's excellent defensively. Okay, he can play on my team.
I tell you, he is a star who doesn't get a lot of attention in the National Hockey.
You know, obviously, Fedorov, Yzerman, the big-name players are so valuable to Detroit.
Here comes Draper. Draper on Belfour. He scores! Kris Draper, a breakaway. And Detroit's back on the board. And it's a one-goal game again.
The big mistake is what Chicago wanted to avoid in allowing a huge lane right down the middle of the ice for Kris Draper just to cruise through. I mean, nobody even came close to laying a stick on him because they were spread so wide apart.
For Detroit, Kozlov and Draper. Those are the 5 goals in that first period. Larionov, the move, the drop, the shot, save made. Chicago had not gotten onside. Fedorov will bring it back out of there, so no whistle on it. Detroit trying to change as well. Kozlov in, shot, save by Belfour. Leaves it on the near side, waiting for help. Ciccone to block, is open. Save made by Burton. Ricocheted off his shoulder. Kozlov dropped it at Fedorov. Fedorov coming on the right. Fedorov, Kozlov the trailer, shuts it down. Shot, he scores! The light did not come on, but it's a goal! Sergei Fedorov! A rip shot, and he put it up top shelf, and it's 3-3.
The light still hasn't come on, and Tony Amonte is trying to argue that it wasn't a goal, but Eddie Belfour, I mean, if you ever want an indication that the puck goes in, just look at the goaltender. Eddie Belfour resigned himself to defeat immediately. That did go in, didn't it?
That went in.
Came
all
in
the
off
way to the back.
And Eddie Belfour knew it.
Started up, had it taken away on the near side. Brought in by Chelios. Good play by Savard to freed that puck up for Chicago. Right out on the power play unit. Fedorov intercepts. Here comes Fedorov. Fedorov with Suter. Fedorov shot, save, rebound behind the net. Fedorov centered, and a whistle and a penalty coming. Sergei Fedorov could not score when they had to hook him on the way down, and it'll be a penalty coming against Chicago after Belfour faced Fedorov. And Chicago back at full strength will now try and get that lead back. Near side, Ciccone couldn't get it out of there. Shot by Joey Kocur's batted up in the air. The big checking lines are out there against one another. Here's Cummins, who's got a goal. Cummins moves it in on Pushor, who put a shot on him. Ciccone's pass was blocked. Penalty. Ciccone shot. That one wide. Player down for Detroit. Down on the ice for the Red Wings is Tim Taylor.
But it was the shaft of a stick. Watch Enrico Ciccone's follow-through after he tried to backhand the puck in on Mike Vernon, and the follow-through caught Tim Taylor. That's why there was no penalty.
And Pushor clears it out and tried. It went off area and it stayed in the zone. Ciccone picks it up. Opportunity here in the middle. Chance! Just rolled wide. I mean, he went down on the right knee awkwardly. Bob Airy, Chicago changing now, gets caught a bit. Draper gunned it in. Shot, great save by Eddie Belfour. Centering pass knocked away. Doug Brown robbed of a goal by Ed Belfour. Moves in to take the face-off here against Drake Johnson of Detroit. Savard wins it. Savard will have to come back to get it, and on the far side, here we go. The third fight of the game. Cam Russell getting into it with Joey Kocur, and oops.
Ooh. And Kocur's got him up against the glass. Now the Chicago players want to help, but they can't. Eric Weinrich is sitting there watching, but I mean, if you get involved in an altercation when you're on the bench, serious consequences. Look at Joey Kocur's right hand. It looks like he's got her sliced open. You know that he's going to get jawed at. At least they're going to give him something verbally. But nobody jumped in there to help. Now, that is at least one indication to me that Cam Russell wasn't getting hit flush in the face, because there's no penalty. That no player that's a team guy that wouldn't take the hit, you know what I mean, and jump in there and hold his hand back.
Joey Kocur playing in just his second game since being signed as a free agent. 2 fights in this game. And those knuckles, which had cleared up during this past summer, are beginning to look a lot more like the old Joey Kocur. Igor Larionov all the way up the boards, taking away Keith Carney, got it out into the middle. On the attack, Amonte, the shot. Oh, what a save by Mike Vernon. Tony Amonte, their leading goal scorer, going for the wide side on Vernon, and he pulled it in with a big glove. About .4 since the change in enforcement. Cleared back out through center. Detroit will give chase. Dandino back to get it. Dandino drops it off for Nicholas Lidstrom. Lidstrom to the blue. Leaves it. Yzerman pulls it back. Forehand chance. And he scores! Steve Yzerman upping it over Belfour. And for the first time in the game, Detroit leads it 4-3.
What a move by Steve Yzerman that he put on Chris Chelios, but still, Chris Chelios is a premier defenseman. On many nights, you can call him the best defenseman in the NHL. He's the reigning Norris Trophy winner, but he had Steve Yzerman beat him. A little fake that looked as if Yzerman was going to shoot between Chelios' legs, and Chelios closed his feet. Whoop, Yzerman went around him. Here's Nicholas Lidstrom with a drop pass. And Chris Chelios thought, well, gosh, maybe if he passes the puck through my skates, he's going to end up with Lidstrom. But,
a little early for that, isn't it? For Yzerman, his 12th goal of the year and his 1,300th career point, 18th in the National Hockey League to hit that 1,300 plateau. And Eddie Belfour, the victim. And you sense in this building, we've had at least 3 of the goals that have been scored against Belfour. The fans immediately afterwards have been on him. That's what he's going through right now. Once virtually a god here with the Blackhawks. Not anymore. And 14 left to go here in the period. Chicago would love to get this knotted up again. Chelios moving in. Some room. Scores! They do! Through the screen and through Vernon, and it's a 4-4 game.
Well, you knew that Chris Chelios was going to battle back.
That is his 700th career point. Piling up these milestone numbers for these teams. On Chicago's 17th shot of the game. And the announcement on his 700th career point drawing the applause. Chicago with an opportunity to get the lead here in the closing seconds. Here's Brendan Shanahan, intended for Yzerman. He gets taken down, and Daze is going to go. 0 for 3 tonight on the power play. Off the face-off, they get it back to the point. Lidstrom guns it. It's loose. Score! Power play goal out in front. Martin Lapointe, Brendan Shanahan was sitting in front. The puck went behind Belfour and just sat there, and Lapointe knocked it home. 5-4 Detroit.
Eddie Belfour lost sight of it. Had he been able to see it, he could have gotten to it, but he's looking up at the replay himself here on the big clock.
Played there by Gary Suter. Suter takes it in. Yzerman all over him, hauls him down. But Chelios came back to help. Big hit put on the near side. Wow, what a shot made on the near side by Ward. Suter is hurt. He's down at the other end of the ice, away from the check on the near side. As Ward put that big hit on James Black. Gary Suter, though, is the one who's hurt. Cam Russell coming back to get it. Doug Brown intercepts, hit the mask of Eddie Belfour. Doug Brown shooting that Belfour right in the mask. Fetisov holds it in. Fetisov in front. Slava Fetisov drops it. Brown shot. Belfour save right on the goal line. Doug Brown denied twice by Eddie Belfour to keep it a one-goal game. Suter cleared it up through the middle. Probert had it chipped away by Ward to Yzerman. Yzerman leaves it. Here's Doug Brown again. Brown shot right into the midsection. Belfour the save. They avoid any damage from it. Chance trying to move it in. Backhand shot. Ooh, did he pay for that? He took the check and went down. Konstantinov drove him right into the boards. Chance sets up in front of the net now. Konstantinov moves over, puts another shot on. Chance tries to elbow Konstantinov and missed him after he'd taken down a teammate. Kravtsov behind the net tied up. Chance over there. Dug back out. Ciccone getting rough over there, and Konstantinov's the primary reason. Point shot there, deflected, save made by Vernon on the shot by Black. On the center.
Penalty coming here.
Penalty coming up as Chance just got punched behind the play, right where Bill McCreary, the referee, was watching. He and Konstantinov do battle. Daze moves it. Freed it up. Laronov up the board. Shot there. Gary Suter and the stick broke. Rebound shot. Great save by Vernon on Amonte. Suter tries again with a new stick. Blocked out deep by Doug Brown. Suter drops it off wide side. Chelios back up on top. Suter. Chelios the pass. Saved by Vernon on the tip by Amonte. And Vernon's been complaining here throughout this power play about guys in the crease. And he's talking to Bill McCreary again. And it's getting a little hot. Steve Yzerman and Shanahan. Yzerman turned the corner. Yzerman's got a goal tonight. Look at the stick work. Dropped it off. Intercepted by Miller. Miller gets it up to Amonte. Trying to beat Lidstrom. Amonte's got a little room. Amonte the shot deflected wide off Lidstrom's stick again. Batted back up to the point. Chelios holds it into Suter. Suter! His shot is blocked. Sprawling along the ice. Brendan Shanahan. Suter gets it back. Over to Chelios. Two set up in front. Murray Craven's there. Gary Suter looking. His shot. Score! They tie the game!
Detroit actually gave Chicago a chance here. Brendan Shanahan committed way too far to the other side, and that's why Gary Suter was able to get the shot away.
Could not get by the D, though, as he got taken down. In front, bouncing puck. Daze! Ripped it wide! A bouncing puck that came to Eric Daze, and a chance for the game winner, and it went wide. Kicked away in the corner, Daze from Jamnov. Hit from behind by Pushor. Jamnov to the middle. Jamnov in. Jamnov, checked away. Good play again by Nicholas Lidstrom all night long. He has had that defensive stick in on Chicago players. And we are going to overtime in this game. We will be back for it. And Detroit changing behind the play. We'll have a defenseman waiting for Murray Craven to Amonte. Amonte shot. What a save by Vernon. Tony Amonte with a great wrist shot.
Way back in the first period. I mean, he thinks that Mike Vernon's got to let him get one by him.
Defenseman fell down, but Daze is there to get it. Unfortunately, Jamnov didn't have a stick. Had to go get one. Daze is in. The shot. Vernon gloves it again. As Jamie Pushor got undressed by Daze, and Vernon had to come up big again. Maybe lose 3 in a row here if there's a winner. Shanahan trying to wind up with the shot. Passed it back for Draper, and it deflected in on Belfour. Line pass at best. No. Play there by Amonte. Amonte gets knocked down by Konstantinov. He has been all over Amonte in this game, and he still is. Konstantinov and Amonte. Here's the whistle. Linesman rush over. The puck was brought in offside. It looks like Bill McCreary will take them both. With 2:20 to go in the overtime, and that's a big loss for Chicago in OT to lose Amonte.
A pretty big loss for Detroit, too, losing Konstantinov. He's been so physical.
Wanted to get that one out of trouble to Daze. Nice pass by Daze. Jamnov, blue line, wind up, shot. Vernon! Save, even though it went wide off the end of the glove. Larionov intercepted by Tony Amonte. Amonte takes it behind the net. Chelios is going after Kozlov. Slashes him once, big time. And that's it. and Kozlov as the game ends in a 5-5 tie.
That started because when Chris Chelios was down on the ice having slipped and fallen, Kozlov looked like he gave him a chop when he was down.
So these teams play to a 5-5 tie here in Chicago. National Hockey Night returns next Sunday to the New Jersey Devils travel to Manhattan to face off against the Rangers.